Josh Robbins with The Athletic. We're still learning about you, but we're going to ask you to think ahead to how you'll approach the early parts of the regular season. Would you ever have any qualms about starting a rookie or maybe even two rookies on opening night if you feel like they are the best players at those specific positions?
Josh, that's a good question. I think and I said it before, I think it's a little early to tell like which way we're going to go with lineups and roster and rotations. We want to get that first part of training camp started just so we can see what the different combinations look like.
Coach, Cody Taylor, USA Today, adding two high rookies. What does a successful rookie season look like for them two in your eyes?
Well, Cody, I think each person's different. I think getting acclimated to the NBA season is one, to understand how do you play through an entire NBA season and what that schedule looks like with the travel, with the games, and what are your sleep patterns and all these things about developing and becoming a professional. I think those are very big. I don't go into numbers and what that looks like for them, but I think them understanding what it means to be a professional and what it takes to work every single day, that's part of success for a lot of these young guys, to understand that they come off of playing 32 games and we're walking into an 82-game season.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
How did he do? Good, right? All right, everyone, we'll get started with Mo. Just do your name and affiliation, and then we'll get started for Mo. First question. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Thanks, Dante. Mo, I know how much work you put in this offseason. Just how excited are you to get started and with a new coach at the helm under Jamahl Mosley's leadership?
Very excited. I think one of the things that excite me, along with a lot of my teammates, is how hands-on the coaching staff is. Oftentimes you'll see, each and every one of our coaches just hop in the drill to demonstrate, how they want things done, or how they want things, how it should look.
Mo, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. In what ways are you a different player or an improved player now compared to the end of last regular season?
This summer, I prided myself on a couple of things. I wanted to work on my conditioning. I wanted to work on my finishing around the rim. But I think one of the things that come along with just time in the NBA and just playing is my IQ. I'm able to see plays happen before they happen. I'm able to make reads, and I think that's one thing I'm really excited to get out there and show this year.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. It's a long one. You've obviously had some injury issues throughout your career, and I think that's probably hurt you in the offseason. How important was it, or first, did you stay healthy throughout the offseason? How important was it to get a full offseason of work to help you kind of take those next steps?
Very important. People would often mention, he hasn't had a full off season yet, and I never really saw the significance of it because it's like the off season and it's just like, all right, you're working on your body regardless. But when you can set aside trying to get back and you're just trying to gain different aspects and different things into your game and your body, your focus is different. And it was a big summer for me, and it feels good. Please do not give the mic to Cole, Anthony. Why'd you do that?
Hey Mo, Cole Anthony here. Quick question. After 3 years with the Magic organization, this is a big fourth year for you. What are you looking forward to this year? What do you expect out of yourself, and what do you look forward to from this team?
Dan, you had a question? I could have sworn you had a question.
Boy, you better answer that question, boy.
That's actually a great question, Cole.
Appreciate
but I'm looking forward to getting out there and playing with the young guys, the young guards that we have. We have a three-headed dragon, with you, Jalen, and RJ, and I'm really excited to get out there and play with with you guys.
I mean, you're a young guy yourself, so you should be able to relate to us.
I'm a little, I'm a little older. I'm going into my 4th year. You're going into your 2nd, so you know, I'm your vet now. Yeah.
Appreciate that, Mo.
No problem. No problem. Crazy.
Mo, this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Way back here.
How you doing, Melissa?
How you doing? So my question for you, head coach just mentioned, Coach Mosley just mentioned, you know, he stressed the importance of just getting in the gym and doing the work. Just kind of speak to the significance of that for you, especially now that you've had a full off season, what that means to you personally.
Absolutely. There's a saying that the win is in the work. And it's something that we've all embraced this summer. You know, a lot of guys, they had just the other day, they had to beg Cole and not, they had to tape him down to a chair to not have him go get some extra shots up. And that's just the culture that we're trying to build here. And so far, I think it's something that everyone embodies.
Mo, Eric Wilson, WKII. 3 years ago, you came into this organization as a rookie, and now you're considered a wily vet, if you will. So what's your message been to the team since this is a new, young, hungry team?
Yeah, I try to do my part. I try to not play Joe Macho team captain role because I'm not quite there yet. But I try to give knowledge as much as possible in things that I used to struggle with. It's actually funny because I did a skit on a TV show, and Jalen Suggs was a guest, and this is before the draft, and you know, he was asking me a bunch of different things about the league, and I told him my rookie year I really struggled with routine, and the quickest, the fastest you can find your routine, the better it will serve you, because everyone's routine is different, but getting into the habits that translate all season long is big.
Hey Mo, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. Remember your days in Texas. You're now the 4th year guy. You're considered the veteran. This team has a completely fresh face on it, and you're younger.
Yeah.
What's your optimism about this season, and how refreshing is it that you have a fresh start?
It's very refreshing, you know. But one of the things I'm looking most forward to is as a team is, yes, we're young, and I think we'll play a lot faster than we have in the past. And just having guys that can just get out and push and transition, you know, in positions 1 through 5, I'm really looking forward to it.
Last one from Josh Robbins.
Yeah. Mo, what makes Jamahl Mosley unique?
As I previously mentioned, his ability to connect with players, which is, you know, very underrated at this level. You know, in college, you know, coaches are recruiting and they're talking to you a lot more. Here it's a little bit more business transactional. But his ability to connect with players and just understand like who you are and what you want is great. And just how hands-on he is, as I mentioned earlier. He's very much on the court. He's playing defense. He's trying to go at you. He's trying to get you better, and he's taking pride in everyone's process of getting better.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you guys.
Next up, Cole Anthony. Good to see you, man. See you, sir. How you doing? Good, man. Good. All right, we'll start with your name and affiliation, and I think our first question, obviously, is going to go to Mo Bamba.
Hi, Mo Bamba of the Orlando Magic team. Cole, what is that hairdo called?
It's called the Get Off Me.
Nice. Enjoy Media Day.
Appreciate that. Thanks. Next up, Dan Savage.
I'm not quite sure how to follow that up, Cole. But we've seen so many faces around the team, both with off the court bonding and on the practice court. Just how unique is that, and how excited are you about getting to work with this team at the start of training camp?
I'm super excited, man. This is kind of the start to something new with the Orlando Magic organization, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I think that we had a chance to really build something, and we're young, and I'm super, super excited to be able to just start this training camp up and really get into the heart of the season.
Cole, Joe Remit, WDBO News. Obviously, you've been putting a lot of work in the offseason from social media posts and all that stuff. What are some goals that you've set for yourself this upcoming season?
I have a bunch of individual goals, but those really don't. There's no way those are going to come true unless the team functions first. So, the team goal I have set for the season is for us to make the playoffs, and so we set those. If we can reach that goal, I think my individual goals will all come with that.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Obviously, the rookie season for you and your rookie class was a little bit odd, but as you got a chance to kind of reflect back on last season, what were the big things that you learned about playing in the NBA and about being at this level that you took into this offseason?
I'd say I heard Mose mention this a little bit, was really getting into that routine. And this whole summer I set a routine for myself, and that was just being consistent, being able just trying to get in the gym every day, trying to watch film every day, and that's something that end of the season, I was in the gym here last night at 12 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just, it's being consistent, making sure I stick to that routine, and just making sure I stay on point with everything.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Sorry. Most second-year guards aren't considered veterans, but it's a very young roster. Do you consider yourself a veteran leader?
Oh, I am for sure a vet. I think halfway through the season after I got hurt and came back, I think I was a vet at that point. So I definitely consider myself a vet at this point. I'm one of the older guys on the team. Not really, but I feel like that. And so, I'm not a rookie anymore. It's not the same.
Cole, Eric Wilson, WKII. So my question is, you spoke about the playoffs, I guess, is as a second-year vet, how do you get this team to the postseason? Because, Orlando is a young team, new coach, bunch of new guys, especially you coming in. What's it going to take?
It's not going to be easy, and in this league, nothing's easy. Nothing is ever handed to you. You got to work for everything in this league, and so it's going to take a lot of hard work. We're going to have to really stick together. I think the biggest thing for us is going to be staying healthy. I think if we can all stay healthy, that will increase our chances. But I really think that the closer this team is, the better we'll perform on the court.
Cole, Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. Drafting Jalen Suggs was, a big thing for this organization. What have you noticed from him playing with him in summer league and then through the offseason, and how comfortable are you as a lead guard and Jalen as a lead guard sharing the floor with him?
It wouldn't be the first time in this league you've seen two lead guards kind of share the ball. You have Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, you got Dame, CJ. This league is kind of the best teams kind of have those two lead guards. It's never one guard. It's kind of hard for one guard to carry all that weight. So I'm super excited to get to play with Jalen, and even just these past couple of weeks we've been running up and down. We've been scrimmaging, and just when we've been on the same team, we've kind of had I think a really good connection. And we kind of just have a knack for finding each other, and we're both going to defend. I'm going to defend this year way better than last year. So I think it's going to be very successful.
Cole Anthony, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. Good morning. You, Fultz, Hampton, Suggs, different dynamic of guard play. Can you explain to me the speed in which teams have to get prepared for you? And what do you like about your new coach and his vision?
Well, Mose, he's young. I believe Mose is 42 years old. I don't want to put that age on him. That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But he's a younger coach. He's new to this, kind of like how all of us young guys we're kind of new to the league. So I think we can all relate in that aspect. And I think we got a chance to be really good, man. We all have a similar vision. I've talked with whether it's RJ, Cal, Jalen, Mose, any of the coaches. We've all talked. We've done a lot of talking. We haven't really had much else to do besides that and be in the gym and here working. So we all have a similar vision, and I think that we all stick to the game plan. I think we're going to be successful.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily again. We saw you guys post. Saw you and a bunch of your teammates post on social media about the trip to Charleston.
You could call it the Chuck.
The Chuck.
There you go.
We saw you guys all end up in the Chuck. How did that trip come about? Who organized, and how important was that to kind of furthering the bonds that you guys have together?
I think it was J.I.'s idea, actually. So kudos to J.I. for helping us get that together. It was kind of a last-minute thing, so that's how we ended up in the Chuck. If it was up to me, I would have been in like Hawaii or something, but you know how that go. But I think it doesn't honestly matter where we was at. It was just kind of getting everyone together in one place and just whether it was we did a bunch of stuff off the court, on the court. It was just we was really just there to bond and really get to know each other. So I think we all walked away from that trip, just knowing that man next to you a little better than we did before we got there.
Cole, Joe Remitt, WDBO again. I heard through the grapevine that you and Terrence Ross had a half-court shooting challenge. When can we expect another challenge?
When Terrence gets his money up, he could probably come see me soon. Soon. I mean, I'm always down to, whenever someone mentions a bet, I'm always down for that. I'm a man with supreme confidence, so I'm always ready for a bet.
Okay, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. So, question for you, in terms of going from last season into this season and the COVID procedures that you guys had to deal with last season versus what you get to deal with now, kind of talk about that difference for you. Do you look forward to being able to have the fans back, more of the fans back, that kind of thing?
Yeah, no, I really look forward to potentially getting more fans back in the arena, and more than anything else, I look forward to not having to get COVID tested 2 times a day. That wasn't very fun. I did not enjoy that experience.
Cole, Chris Cuff from 24 Flicks. Just quick question. I'm curious about your thoughts about J.I.'s comments about vaccination.
Look, I mean, J.I. is a grown man, and anyone man who's willing to stick to his convictions that strongly, I mean, I gotta support him. I mean, look, do I really agree with what he has to say? I mean, I might not agree with it. I might agree with it, but look, he's a grown man. I'm a grown man. He's gonna do what's best for him. I'm gonna do what's best for me. And at the end of the day, we're teammates. So I'm gonna support him through thick and thin.
Cole, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. How are you a different player now compared to the end of last season?
I think I'm a way, way better player than last year. I mean, I just really have been grinding this whole entire summer, like every single day. Like every single day. I took minimal days off and just, I've been studying film nonstop, been working on my jump shot, just working on literally every single aspect of my game, however I could work on it. And so I think you'll see me making a very big jump this year. And me personally, I think it's going to be a very, very good season.
Thank you, Cole.
Sir.
Good work. Thank you. All right, we'll get started here with Iggy Brazdeikis. We'll start with you. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Iggy, after going through summer league with this team, spending a bit of last season with them, just how unique is the bond amongst this group, and how excited are you to get things started with training camp?
The bond is great. I feel like summer league definitely helped with that. We definitely developed, as a team during that time. Coach Mose was coaching, so just getting to know him a little bit more, and understanding what he wants to bring to the team was great. And I feel like we all have a great bond. We're close, and I'm just excited for the season.
Iggy, Eric Wilson, WKII. First off, can you please tell me how to properly pronounce your last name?
Brazdeikis.
Thank you. So with that being said, kind of piggybacking off of the last question, what aspects of your game do you feel are going to be extremely beneficial to this young team in proving to be a force in the Eastern Conference?
I'm just going to bring a lot of energy each and every single day, and also my competitive nature. I love to compete. That's what I do. So just want to bring that to the team, elevate and try to push each other each and every single day, and try to push my teammates as well as myself, and just build a culture of hard work and growing each and every single day.
Mr. Brazdeikis, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. At the forward position, some of the top players you're going to be facing on a day-to-day basis. What memo or warning do you have to the forwards in the position that have the name but haven't met you yet?
I'm just going to be
I'm gonna be a dog every night. I'll be ready to go, and I'm just gonna play as hard as I can. No fear, and just go in there and do my thing, and just help the team win games.
Joe Remitt, WDBO News. Obviously, Franz Wagner is a rookie, but he was from your alma mater of Michigan. Did you guys have any prior conversations before the draft about if he liked Orlando or if he was excited to be in Orlando? Obviously, the Michigan connection, you guys probably close.
No, we didn't really get a chance to talk too much. He was definitely busy, with everything that's going on. But I'm very happy that he's here, along with Mo. John Teskey's here as well. It's great seeing this many Michigan players here. It makes it feel like home.
Iggy, Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. You're obviously still early in your career. You've had a couple stops. What can stability, being here, Lakeland, the two-way, what can it mean to you, and how important is it to carve out a permanent home in the NBA?
I feel like I have a great opportunity being here. Young team, new coaching staff. I'm just grateful for the position that I'm in. My path in the NBA so far hasn't been, the easiest, but I'm excited for this opportunity. I'm ready for it, and I'm just excited to go.
Iggy, this is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. You mentioned your competitive nature and your drive. Is there a specific skill set that you want to develop more, something that you feel that you probably need to develop more this season?
Just want to, play the right way, every single time down the court, both offensively and defensively, just making the right reads. The game's a lot faster at this level, so just continuing to, grow in that.
Thanks, Iggy. Appreciate it. Good job.
Yeah.
Catch a wave of excitement with the new Guy Harvey $500,000 Florida Cash Scratch-Offs, featuring tons of cash and one-of-a-kind promotional prizes. Get yours today. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Claim it! At Taco John's, you can expect one thing. So good. As in quality ingredients. Used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
We wanted to move back home to be closer to his family. We decided to go with pods because things were stressful enough.
We weren't sure how long we were going to need storage for, so we needed something that was flexible, and then they can deliver the container to wherever we move to.
We haven't found the perfect house yet, but we're still looking.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
The kid does have a point.
My hand is clean.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
Started with Wendell Carter. If you got a question, then raise your hand and we'll get your name and affiliation.
Wendell, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. In what ways are you an improved player or a different player now compared to the end of last season?
One thing that I would probably say, kind of outside of, actually skill, is just my confidence. I feel like the coaching staff here has definitely made it like very evident that they need me to be more aggressive on the offensive end. I feel like I put in a good amount of work to become a better shooter, a better decision maker, and those are the two things that they wanted me to become better at. And also on the defensive side, they want me to be able to guard these stretch fours and fives. So that's something I definitely improved on this year.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. You spent a lot of time with this group this offseason. Just how unique is the bond amongst this group, and how excited are you to get things started with training camp?
I feel like our bond is really good. I feel like especially with us all being young and hungry and just open to anything. I feel like we all have one goal in mind, and I feel like that's just to win. And I feel like winning as a group, kind of takes care of everything else. Just going out there, playing as hard as you can, sticking to the script, and just letting the results speak for themselves. And I feel like just this summer alone, I feel like we made a lot of progression, even on the court. Just learning each other's tendencies, what we like to do, off the ball, on the ball, defensive-wise. And I feel like we definitely got a lot of potential as a team.
Wendell Carter Jr., Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. Chicago might have drafted you, but after the trade, Orlando embraced you and saw your skill set. You're unique at the 4-5 position because of your size and durability. How does your game adjust to an Eastern Conference team that has been lacking at the center position?
I feel like I can bring a lot to this team. But at the same time, like you said, they believed in me. Not just the coaching staff, but my teammates. And my teammates understand that, I'm a guy who wants to win. I'm not a guy who cares about the amount of points I score or anything like that. Like, my teammates understood, from day one, when I first got traded here, the first game, like, we're trying to win. Whatever we have to do, to get the best shot each time down the court, that's what I want to do. And I feel like that's really the purpose of playing, is just to win. Winning takes care of everything else. So, yeah, that's really about it.
Wendell, Joe Remit, WDBO News. Obviously, the trade happened last season, and when you first got here, you started playing really good basketball for the Magic. Do you hope to keep that momentum going into the start of this season as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely want to come in going into the next season, with that same kind of fire that I had. And at the end of the day, like I said, I just want to help this team win. I feel like once we win, once we start, getting the city behind us, I feel like, that just opens up a lot more opportunity for the whole team. And like I said, it's just going to take care of everything else that needs to be taken care of.
Wendell, Eric Wilson, WKII. This team, over the past couple of seasons, has got into the postseason at the number 8 or number 7 spot.
Mm-hmm.
What do you intend to do to make sure that the Orlando Magic stay in the playoff contention?
My biggest thing is, right now, my whole focus is taking it day by day. Tomorrow we got training camp, so my biggest thing is tackling training camp, going as hard as I can for my team, making sure, I'm being a motivator for my team, and then, start the season. We just trying to win that first game, and then we just gonna take it game by game.
Wendell, Nick Grunowitz with WDBO Radio. You're now going to play for Jamahl Mosley. This is your 4th coach, and you're headed into your 4th season. Right? You got Fred, Billy Donovan last season, and now new coach this year.
I think it might be 6, right?
Is it 6?
Because I had no, it's 5. You're right.
5. Okay.
Yes,
All
5.
right.
You're right. I'm sure. My fault.
Just
fault.
regardless of that,
Yeah.
talk to me a little about the challenges of just not having that stability from a head coaching standpoint, kind of figuring out how you fit and where you fit inside of a team.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I am human at the end of the day. Stability is definitely something that we all want. That's what we all shoot for as humans. But at the same time, I also understand it's a business, and I understand that, my job is to help the franchise, whatever franchise I'm playing for, just be better, just bring value to that team, and, just showcase what I can do for that team to help that team win. I feel like that's the biggest thing. But, it's definitely tough. It's been tough for sure. But it's a business. I just got to move on from it and just help my team. That's it.
Wendell, Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. I know you're all about team, and you said training camp's on your mind right now, but you are entering the last year of your rookie contract. Is there any interest in negotiating an extension with the Orlando Magic, and how much is your long-term future in the NBA on your mind right now?
I'm kind of letting my agency in the front office kind of deal with that right now. That can take me off of what's the most important thing, which is tomorrow, which is training camp. So, that's really where my main focus is. I would love to be here for a long time. I love Orlando. I love the city. I love my teammates. I love the people here, the weather, everything. So I would love to be here, but right now I'm just focused on training camp. That's really about it.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Wendell, from watching Summer League and from getting 5-on-5 runs, how excited are you to add Franz and Jalen, and what do you think their capabilities are?
First, starting with Franz, I feel like he's just one of those guys. He's going to come out. He's going to play as hard as he can. When he makes a mistake, he's going to do it at 100%. He's one of those guys, and he's a phenomenal shooter too. That's something he's going to be able to help us stretch the floor a lot. And he's pretty strong for his size. Really good defender, in great shape too. And I feel like he's going to help us win in a lot of different ways. Just doing the little things on the court. And then with Jalen, he's Mr. Do-It-All. Great defender, great shooter, can drive it, makes the right decisions when he gets into the teeth of the defense. He's a great teammate. He's always uplifting everyone. Whenever we're playing 5-on-5, I kind of, if someone misses a shot, hey, I'm gonna hit you again. I need you to take the next shot. That's something that he always did. So I think he's gonna do a lot of great things for us, and he just has a whole bunch of potential for sure.
Wendell, this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. So a little bit earlier, you mentioned the importance of motivating your teammates. Kind of tell us a little bit about that. How do you normally do that? Is it more like in the pep talks? We had talked with Coach Mosley. He had mentioned, he likes using certain motivational quotes. How do you normally go about doing that?
Probably the first thing I like to do is lead by example. Kind of motivate my team. I can't be a person who kind of tells my team, hey, you got to do this, this, and this, and I'm not doing it myself. So that's probably the first thing it is for me. Then secondly, we're all humans, and sometimes, my teammates will get down, including myself. I get down and, just holding each other accountable, just being there for one another. And, when I can sense one of my teammates being down or getting down on themselves or deferring a shot because they missed their last two shots, whenever there's a break, I like to go up to them and be like, man, take your next shot, man. Take it like you know you're going to make it. Make a miss, at least take it like you want to make the shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's one small example, but those are definitely some of the ways I want to help my team and motivate my team for sure.
For Wendell.
Wendell, what makes Jamahl Mosley unique or different?
It's his first time being a head coach, so that's definitely something new. It's something new for him, and with him being in Dallas first, he understands what it takes to win, and just from the first day of us being on court and him actually being able to coach us a little bit, he has a drive about him. He has a drive about him, and he understands that, it's not going to be easy, with us being such a young group and him being his first time being a head coach, but he also understands what exactly it takes and what it looks like to win. So, I really think that's really about it.
Thanks, Wendell.
Yep.
Favorite folks in the building.
All right. Got a question for Michael Carter Williams? Go ahead and raise your hand and do your name and affiliation. We'll start with Dan.
Mike, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. We got the injury update about you earlier this offseason. Just how are you feeling, and how's everything coming along?
What's going on, Dan? Everything good? Injury's going well. Obviously it stinks missing training camp and stuff to get ready for the season, but everything's going well. I'm, ahead of schedule. I'm feeling good. Doing stuff in the pool and doing some light stuff on the treadmill. So everything's going well.
Mr. Williams, good morning. Alex Fleming, Florida Sun. You've been around Milwaukee, Chicago. You've been with this team for a while. You're the defensive prowess. You're the dog on this team. What's your assessment of your teammates and how you think the season's going to go?
We got some great guys in the locker room, to be honest, Dan. I think, like, you know, I think we got all the right pieces, you know, to be successful. You know, we obviously have a ton of room to grow. We have some guys that really play hard and care about the game. So when you got guys in this league that, you know, just playing hard every single night is a big thing. And, you know, we got guys willing to do that. Now it's just my job and, you know, some of the older guys and the coach's job to just mold that in a way where everybody can play together and everybody can win. So I'm happy with the guys that we have. I love the toughness that we have. When, you know, we're not going to back down from anybody. And, you know, win, lose, or draw, I think we're going to go out there, you know, playing hard.
Michael, Eric Wilson, WKII. First off, it is really good to see you up there. Two-part question. First, what's it like with this new head coach? Since Mr. Fleming alluded to it, you've been around the league a little bit. Talk to me about his style of coaching when it comes to your personal play. And then two, now that you are considered a vet on this team, what leadership qualities are you instilling upon the rest of your team?
Yeah, you know, coach has been great. You know, he's got this vibe to him where, you know, you want to go out there and you just want to play as, you know, as hard as you can. You know, he brings that, you know, energy every day in the gym. You know, you can just feel it. You know, it rubs off on, you know, the coaches, the staff. You know, he just picks the, you know, the energy level up. So he's got that, you know, vibe to him where you just want to go out there and play hard, which is great. You know, he's a great person. You know, you can already tell. You know, he hasn't coached a game for me, but, you know, I can tell what you know, kind of, you know, coach he is and what type of person he is. You know, first and foremost. So I'm excited. You know, and what was your second part of the question? How, you know, can I impact? As a leader on this team, how are you impacting the team? You know, I think it started with, you know, I was here obviously a whole summer rehabbing, but, you know, even before I, you know, had my surgery, I was here in the gym. And that's something that I really wanted to focus on was, you know, when the new guys come in here, popping in and out, or the young guys came in, I just wanted them to see me in there, you know, the whole summer, you know, really working. And, you know, because, you know, obviously our organization changed in a lot of different ways. So we're going to need to establish a tradition or, you know, a culture, I should say, for this team. And, you know, I think that starts a lot with me. So, you know, I was just trying to be in here every day, showing them, you know, kind of what, you know, hard work looks like. You know, kind of something I wish I had, you know, when I was a rookie, you know, kind of someone to show me, you know, really, okay, I made it to the NBA, but, you know, now what's next? You know, kind of what level can I get to? And you know, that's what I'm trying to show. Just show, you know, what hard work is, and when we go into training camp, we can get into X and O's and do this and do that. But, you know, everybody was in here, you know, early, and, you know, everybody was in here a lot during the summer doing their thing. So, you know, that's all I try to instill, you know, right now.
Michael, Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Earlier, we heard a lot of the guys talking about the bond that this team has. For your experience, especially now that you're in recovery, kind of talk about how excited you are to finally get back on the court, like now that you're kind of in that process, you know, training camp is coming up, and factoring in that bond with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be super exciting to see us grow as a team. We're really young, you know, we're super young and talented. You know, we got, you know, great pieces on this team. So it's going to be, you know, cool to see us grow, see where we can get to. We got guys coming back from injury that have been out for a long time. Myself, you know, Markelle, J.I., myself. Like, you know, as soon as we, you know, get everybody back, I think it's going to be, you know, I'm not going to say we're, you know, going to be a super special team, but I think it's going to be something special in our organization because, you know, we've had, you know, some injuries. So I can't wait for everybody to be back on the floor, get together, and us really, you know, kind of show what we can do.
Michael, Chris Cuff from 24 Flick Sports. That's a lovely answer you gave to Alex about the team and the roster and stuff, but inside the locker room, like, what's the camaraderie with the guys? I know we're just getting started, And I know you're the guy that, you know, practical joke here and there. So, I mean, really, with the guys, I mean, you guys having a lot of fun, or what's it like with the, with the fellas?
No, yeah, we're having a lot of fun. You know, we're always joking. We hang out with each other outside the court, you know, the locker room. Of course, I mean, we got a bunch of 22-year-olds on the team. You know, I mean, like, the locker room is going to be full of immature conversations, jokes, you know, all the, you know, the whole nine. So, you know, I don't know. I come in the locker room and I'm like, man, this is day 8 of the same conversation of this, and you know, we got to change it up a little bit now. But no, I mean, you know, it's been fun. It's been jokes. It's been good times in the summer. You know, we get our work in. We hang out. You know, we joke around. But you know, like I said, I'm excited for the year to start and for us to, you know, get going.
Michael, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. You've been through from the bottom up rebuild before. What are some of the things this franchise and your teammates need to try to avoid to get things going in the proper direction?
You know, I think we need to avoid looking at, you know, goals so far down the line. You know, kind of obviously, you know, we all want to win. We all want to, you know, make the playoffs and do this and do that and, you know, all that good stuff. But, you know, I think if we scale back on, you know, and focus on, you know, day-to-day goals or week goals, you know, I think that, you know, will make us better. You know, I think we got a bunch of competitive guys that are going to compete every night. But, you know, like I said, what's our identity going to be on the floor? You know, how are we going to be defensively? How are we going to move the ball offensively? You know, how are we going to compete every day in practice? So it's just got to be one day at a time and not look too far, you know, in the future and, you know, really focus on, you know, those goals, you know, day to day.
Michael, you were close with the prior coaching staff. What was that like for you to see Steve Clifford leave?
Obviously it was hard, you know, seeing, you know, Coach Cliff leave and, you know, the rest of the staff. You know, I was close with a lot of guys, but you know, it's part of the game. You know, I've seen, you know, best friends come and go. You know, I've left teams and teammates and coaches that, you know, I, you know, enjoyed playing with. And, you know, it's all part of the game. You know, obviously, you know, I still have relationships with, you know, all of them, Coach Cliff, Hetzel, PD, you know. So, you know, I talk to them, you know, all the time. And, you know, it is tough. It is tough. But, you know, this game goes quick, man. You know, guys are in and out. Coaches are in and out. So, you know, you just learn to kind of live with it and move on. And, you know, there's great people. Luckily, we got a great crew, you know, that's here already. So, you know, you kind of got to focus on the task at hand.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Mike, as you get older, NBA player or no, stuff starts hurting, stuff gets sore, you get hurt. You play at one speed no matter what. But as you become more of a veteran, is there any way to alter that? Is there any way to change the speed with which you play the game, or is it breakneck speed no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, obviously, you know, I try to, you know, obviously I don't want to get, you know, injured, don't want to be hurt, but I mean, I've tried that. You know, I've tried to, all right, maybe I just got to scale back a little bit, but, you know, it's just a battery pack. This is how I'm wired, man. It's just, you know, there's no, you know, when I'm out there, you know, I've got, you know, my parents, family, friends say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this and that. I just can't, you know. It's just how I play, how I'll always play. You know, injury is something I've had to deal with. You know, hopefully, you know, I can be more healthy. You know, I felt great, obviously, besides my foot. But, yeah, no, it's just something that I'm always going to bring that same energy, the same, you know, the same old me.
Related question. Your brother, Marcus, I just wanted to ask how much contact you've had with him, how excited he is, and how excited you are for the opportunity he has.
Yeah, I'm excited for him, man. I was real happy. You know, he got drafted. You know, we talk every day. You know, it's, you know, his journey is going to be, you know, a little bit different. You know, I think, you know, he'll, you know, spend some time in the G League, but man, he works so hard. He's in the gym every day. They gotta, you know, they tell him to leave the gym every day. It's just, you know, who he's been since he was younger. And, you know, I really believe he's going to be doing great things in this league. And he's just, yeah, he's just going to take a different road. But I'm happy for him. He's really talented, and he'll get his time to show what he can do.
All right, last one from Josh.
Michael, we're, I think, about a year and several months removed from the bubble and all the talk about social justice and the conversations everyone had. Do you worry, or to what extent do you worry that the momentum that was built there has maybe waned and that there aren't as many conversations and dialogue as there was back then?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, time goes on and different conversations come up and, different events. But, you can only, kind of speak for yourself. I'm really, I still push the movement in the right way. I still push for, police and, inner cities to, come together more and, figure things out. And, I went to a seminar with Coach Cliff, and this guy, he was talking to us about, how he went to the police academy, and, he asked them the goals for, what are your goals with the inner city? How would you like to interact with, the inner city more, and black people, black and brown people, just in general. And, it was kind of funny because the same questions he asked us were the same questions he asked the police, and they were the same answers. So I think that, the goals are all the same. We just need to, do more things to, kind of get on the same page and kind of understand each other. Because there's a lot of, there's majority of police officers are great people. You might have a few bad apples here and there. But, majority want, the safety of, everybody in the, in the U.S. And, and a lot of people, kind of, misinterpret that and misconstrued that with, events that do go on. But I think it's important to know that, I think the goal here should be to mold human beings and, in general. Every time a police officer goes into an inner city, it shouldn't just be for a bad thing that's going on. If I see someone that's, if I see someone only when a bad altercation is going on, then how am I going to view that person? Obviously it's not going to be in a good way. So there should be, police officers in the inner city that, you and I should see and be like, oh, that's Joe, or that's him. I shouldn't only know them by their uniforms, you know what I mean? And I think that's a big thing, when you're able to trust somebody beyond, what they're wearing or what they look like on both sides. I think that's important. More times police interact with black people, I think they'll start to trust black people more, right? Like, I think half the battle is, it's fear reaction, right? Like, you don't necessarily got to be, a racist to, kill a black person or shoot a black person. I think a lot of it happens to be is fear, is, you want to go home to your wife and kids, which is very understandable, but it's also, unfortunate to, someone else who has a mother and father. So I think the biggest thing is trust, and to X out that fear factor and to engage more people, with police officers, so they don't just know the uniform and the badge, and, vice versa.
We got one more.
Quick question.
What's up, bro?
How does it feel to be top 5 headlines and hairdos?
Come on, man. I'm
the
out of
team?
here, man. I'm done, man.
Thanks, Michael.
Oh, it's been a minute.
See you, Markelle. We'll get started. You just start with your name and affiliation.
Markelle Fultz, Orlando Magic. Nah, I'm playing.
Markelle, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
And first off, just tell us how you're feeling. How's the recovery going as this team gets set for training camp?
I'll start with the team first. I'm super excited to just be a part of this team, have an opportunity to grow with this team, and see all the young guys and also the few vets that we have, the opportunity that we have this season. And myself, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to see another day. As far as rehab, I'm doing amazing. Haven't had any setbacks, but just really attacking each day, one day at a time, and I'm feeling really good.
Markelle, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. Is the plan for you to be able to play and cleared to play on opening night of the regular season?
We haven't really talked too much as far as timeline as far as return. Like I said, I've been just coming in every day, just taking it one day at a time, and really just trying to get the best out of that day. And I think the blessing about it is I haven't had any setbacks in this whole rehab process. So I'm feeling really good. I've been on court, moving around, getting through that. So just really listening to my body and having an understanding of, sometimes I won't feel good, sometimes I will, but we've been making a lot of good progress and just really trying to take it one day at a time. And when that day comes where I feel great and they do all the testing that we need to do for me to get back on the court, that'll be the time that we'll go out there.
Jeff Weltman mentioned that you've improved over these last 9 months on the court. In what ways have you improved, and are you different as a basketball player since everyone saw you last?
Yes. I think all around, I think what this injury has done is given me an opportunity to work on all the other things that, I wouldn't have had time to work on, being as though if I was playing. So I took in this opportunity just to get my upper body right, my core, both legs, and work on everything, mechanics of my shot, condition. So I feel like this injury has been a blessing, just having the opportunity to have so much time to just work and have those times to recover too as well. So coming back into it, I feel like everything has grown and gotten better, and I still have time to continue to work. So again, just trying to attack each day and just get a little bit better every day. So.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Markelle, great to see you. Last year, obviously, was with the injury and then all the trades at the deadline. There's a lot of change. You've already been through a lot in your young NBA career, but was there anything that kind of over that 4 or 5 months you learned? Any lessons?
Just to live in the now. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in looking too far ahead or what has happened to them, and I really understood that, one thing, everything happens for a reason, and the second is to enjoy the now. It's been a true blessing. Some people know, some people don't, but I have a son that was born right before the bubble. So with my injury, I also had a lot of time to spend time with him and watch him grow. And the one thing that has taught me is, I have my time at rehab, and then I go home and I have to be a father. And it's just really enjoying that moment of what you're in and giving it your all. And that's the one thing that I've realized, and just working through the mistakes and also just learning curves. Everything's going to be new for everybody. We got a new set of guys, we got a new coaching staff, so everything is unknown right now. And that's what makes it fun at the same time, being able to come in and just work and not know what's going to happen. So it's been good.
Markelle, Joe Remitt, WDBO News. Obviously, big draft picks, big rookies coming in with Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner. Are you excited to play with them when you get back on the court?
Yeah.
And have you given them any advice, being that you were once a #1 overall pick as well?
Yes, I'm super excited. One, just for the opportunity they have, and all of us have as a team, but very talented guys and very versatile. I can't wait to get out there on the court with everybody, not just those two guys, but just to be back on the court with this team and have a chance to grow and get better. It's truly a blessing. But those guys, I just try to be there for them. I've been young, being drafted, and just trying to give them all the knowledge that I know, not only on the court but off the court, just to help not only themselves but us as a team just grow and get better. And as the season goes on, I'm going to be that vocal leader. Also try to lead by what I do on and off the court. And they're great guys, so they're very smart, but just giving them little keys that can help them move forward, and we're going to grow together.
Markelle, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
I got questions. One, have you and J.I. spoke and bonded during the offseason?
Yes.
Two, you didn't get a chance to play with R.J. Hampton, and now that you have Suggs,
yes,
the guard room is crazy.
Yes.
And three, how sweet is it going to be when you catch up on some of these teams that are sleeping on you?
All right, I'm going to start with your last question first. I've been so excited with just this team. I think that we have a super talented team. The chemistry is there, and I think we're going to shock a lot of people. I think a lot of people don't have us doing anything or whatever you want to say, and we're not really worried about that. We're worried about ourselves and getting better, but I think that we're going to shock a lot more people. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'll tell you that. And then, like you said, playing with RJ, a very talented player. Speak very highly of him, and I think that's another blessing that we have, and a positive that we can have different lineups that you can throw out there. You're going to see different combinations, I'm pretty sure, and you're going to have a chance to see just great interchangeable basketball. We're all basketball players. We all have something different that we can bring to the table, and we're all on the same page. You want to go out there and win. So I think that's something that's going to be very fun to watch. And then going into your last question about J.I., we spend a lot of time grinding in here together. We're almost in here every day, getting it in, rehabbing. So we're always talking, and this is the things that we talk about, just seeing the changes that we've made and the changes that's happened to this team, and also going through ACL injury, picking its mind with that. But we're so excited to just get out there and play with this team. I feel like it's going to be very fun, and we're going to shock a lot of people.
Markelle, Eric Wilson, WKII. First off, as always, as everybody's alluded to, it's great to see you.
Yes, sir.
So you're a leader amongst men. My question is, at the guard play position, some might say there might be too many mouths to feed. So are you going to be more of a floor general and a facilitator, or are you going to be the guy who calls your number?
I'm doing whatever I have to do to win. If that's sitting on the bench clapping, if that's getting my teammate a water, if that's me tying somebody's shoe, it doesn't matter what I have to do. I'm just trying to go out there and compete. It's not about myself. It's about the team. So, and I think all of us have that same mindset. So, again, I think that's the best thing about it. All these people are talking about point guards, this, that, and the third, but all we care about is winning and having fun and growing and learning. So when it comes to that, I think it's all about just the growth and having fun, but also come in with a mindset to get better and push each other. And I think that's all we're going to do this whole season. And wherever, whoever's out there on the floor, that's what we're rooting for. So I think that keeps it simple for all of us, and that's our mindset. So.
Philip Rossman, Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Obviously, I mean, I know you're saying you're focused on the now. You're not so much looking back at the past, and obviously it was only 8 games. But where did you feel you were at, with the injury? It felt like you were really starting to come out of your shell and be a true leader on the team.
Yeah, I was just starting to get a little bit groovy, just a little bit. Again, I work extremely hard just to go out there and compete, not only for myself, but for the city, the fans, my coaching staff, and that's all I try to go out there and do. I just try to go out there and compete, and that's what you see out of me. And I think that I have a good understanding of, what I have to do to help my team win, and I just try to focus on those things. So, again, it goes back to I feel very, very good, especially right now, having time to tune up a lot of things that I wouldn't have had time to do, if I was playing every day. So this opportunity that I have right now, coming back into it, I feel better than ever. So.
All right, last one for Markelle.
Yeah, Markelle, Nick Grunowitz, WDBO News. Obviously, you spent a lot of time on the sidelines with the injury, watching the game. What have you been able to take away or learn, I guess, by just watching the game from the sidelines that may help you when you get back out on the floor?
So much. It's a lot of stuff that I've not only learned, not just in this season, but every time I sit out, I've learned something new. It's almost like being a coach. You start to see the stuff that you don't see on the court, and then you realize you're like, wow. Going into timeouts, I'm trying to talk to my teammates and just let them know, like, you look like this on this play, you look like this, but also seeing where the defense is, being able to watch film and understand, a better understanding of my teammates and where they like and where they are best at, what type of pass they like. They like bounce pass. And I'm doing all that while I'm on the sideline. And it's really helped me get an understanding for these guys, which is not only going to help myself, but help them grow. So
thanks, Markelle.
Thank you so much. Good to see you guys.
All right, we'll get started with RJ. When you have a question, just say your name and affiliation. Mr. Dan Savage.
Thanks, Dante. RJ, you got to spend some time with Coach during Summer League and some of the other guys. Just how unique is the bond that this team is building, and how excited are you to get training camp tipped off and underway?
I'm really excited. I think, starting this new season with a lot of new faces, a whole new coaching staff, I think it's great for us as a young team to try to find our identity, try to build something special. This summer training off season has been great for us. We went on a trip together, so the camaraderie's getting there. I think it's almost there, and I'm just ready to kick it off.
RJ, Cody Taylor, USA Today. I spoke with Mike Miller earlier this summer. He said you guys would link up at some point. First, did you have a chance to meet up with him? And just overall, what has he done for your game over the past few years when you've been training with him?
Yeah, I seen Mike this summer. We always link up. He's a great mentor for me. So I think the biggest thing he's done for my game is he's really helped me off the court, helped me, slow the game down and slow the NBA life down, off the court, and focus on basketball and, lock in. So he's a great mentor for that. One of the great NBA vets. So I really appreciate him taking the time out with me, whenever I need him.
RJ, Eric Wilson, WKII. Appreciate your time. Just wanted to ask you, this team is young, but a lot of energy and a lot of heart. What's going to be a driving factor as far as the Orlando Magic remaining in playoff contention?
I think, as far as us in playoff contention, we got to come out and play hard every night, and I think we have a group of guys that can do that. I'm super confident in the group that we have. The young guys that we have want to come out and compete every single day and play for each other. So the sky's the limit for the group if we can do that.
RJ, this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Michael Carter Williams earlier was saying, given the young roster and how things are in the locker room, there's a lot of joking, a lot of pranking. Kind of talk a little bit about that rapport that you guys have in the locker room.
Yes, Mike is probably the biggest kid I've ever met in my entire life. Him and T. Ross for sure. So they usually start the jokes and the pranks, and I'm 20 and they're like 45. So I go back along with them. But it's a good atmosphere in the locker room. We all have fun, we all joke around, but in all seriousness, when we're on the court, I think we're just out there competing and trying to win basketball games.
Mr. Hampton, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun. Everyone has a role on the team, obviously. What's your role on this team?
That's a good question. I think my role on this team is, whatever the team needs. I'm a guy that can, I feel if you need me to get rebounds, if you need me to get assists, you need me to get points, I feel I can do that. But I think my biggest role I want to step into is leadership and being a great teammate. We have a lot of good guys on this roster that can, play multiple positions at any time at any point in the game. So for me to be a leader, coming into my second year and being the best teammate I can be, I would say that's my biggest role on this team.
RJ, Chris Cuff from 24 Flick Sports. Talk about Coach Jamahl. Everyone that we've heard from the team seems to be ready to go to war for this man. Why is that? Talk about him.
Yeah, I think the reason everybody on the team is ready to go to war for Coach Mo is because he brings that energy every single day. He wants us to, be a good team, a great team. He's excited. He's pumped up. He's encouraging us. So I know who wouldn't want to play for a man like that. So I think even just the whole coaching staff, though, in general, the energy and excitement that they have to kick off this season is something that I've personally haven't been around. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to battle with those guys.
RJ, Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. When you look back personally over the last 18 months, you played overseas. At this time last year, you were preparing for the draft. You were traded in your rookie year, and now you're going through a new coaching staff in your second year. What can you learn about all of these things, applying them to this year in your career moving forward?
I would just say keep the main thing, and that's focus on winning basketball games and focus on, being a good teammate. It's been a crazy last 18 months, like you said, but this is a fresh start to a new season. A lot of new faces and some familiar faces. So I'm just locked in and excited, honestly.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. We've heard a lot of the guys talk about how tight and together this team is. You mentioned the trip to Charleston, or as Cole called it, the Chuck. How important was that trip? How did that get organized, and what did you guys learn about each other from working out together like that?
Yes, that trip was great for us. Jay, I had brought it to our attention, asked if we were all down to go, and of course we all said yes, and it was really fun. I think it wasn't more about the basketball, but just about hanging out and learning, about each other. I think every day we learn more about the person next to us, and coming back and having to start training camp tomorrow. That trip, looking back on it, really helped us a lot this summer because I think we're all really close.
RJ, Joe Remmett, WDBO News. You're one of the taller guards on the team, standing at about 6'6" now. Would you welcome the idea of maybe playing the 3 a little bit this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd play the 5 if I needed to. But in all seriousness, whatever the team needs me to do, I'm gonna be there. I think I heard Markelle say he ties someone's shoes. I'm the same way. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm out on the court going to battle with my teammates.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. RJ, I think probably part of the NBA dream is to be in front of 20,000 screaming fans in a really big game, and that's something that you guys sort of got stripped from you last year. How excited are you for that?
I'm super excited to get fans back in the arena. That was something I definitely missed, watching, the NBA as a kid. You see all those fans, the arena's packed out, and then coming in my rookie year and there was no fans, it was definitely super weird, but it was needed to get the fans back in the arenas now. So I'm super excited about that, and just can't wait for it.
RJ, Nick Grunowitz, WDBO News. You've been through one season in the NBA. What was the biggest challenge, I guess, from your rookie year that you're now more prepared for going into year 2?
That's a hard question. I don't know. I think my most challenging thing I had to go through my rookie year was probably getting COVID and having to come and playing Orlando like 30 minutes, like 28 to 30 minutes a night after COVID, because it was like so quick. I caught COVID, and then like 2 days later I was traded, and then I had to step on the floor and play as soon as I got off protocols. But I think I'm good now, so I'm just ready to play.
Good to hear.
Thanks, RJ. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
How are you? I think you know the drill. You got a question for Gary? Raise your hand, and we'll get your name and affiliation. We'll start with Dan Savage.
Savage. I like that last name.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary.
You a savage?
Oh, I come from a long line of savages. But to get things started, you're one of the guys who've actually been through, a series of training camps. Just excited, how are you to get things started with this young group and get things underway?
I'm very excited. Just to start this training camp here, with Orlando. The energy, this past month with guys working out, being in the gym, it's been great. Coach Mose brings a certain energy every time he steps on the floors in the building, and it's a great environment. And guys, he's pushing guys, and it's a fun environment to get better in. And we about to hit the ground rolling tomorrow. It's going to be tough. 2-a-days, and 2-a-days aren't fun, but it's necessary. And I think it's going to be fun, continue to learn and, get our play style down and, build this chemistry as we, get ready for the, first preseason game just coming up here, less than 7 days around that. And just preparing ourselves for the regular season. And I know a lot of people are saying this is a young team, but this is going to be a fun team just because the energy, the guys like each other. Coming to work each day is fun, and I think we're going to push each other, and I think it's going to be a fun year, and we're looking forward to getting after it.
Gary, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. You just turned 27. In the real world, that's young, but on this team, it's old.
Yeah, it is. It's old on this team, for sure.
What is your role, and how do you go about being a wily veteran on this team?
I'm just trying to, bring my experience each and every day. I remember when I was, one of these young guys, and it goes fast. I'm sitting up here at 27 years old. I feel old, but in retrospect, I'm pretty young. So just to be able to come in to work, to push these guys, to help these guys, because I remember when I was young, trying to establish myself in the league, young, trying to figure it out, and it's a lot that comes with it, especially when it's a new life. This is the real world, as I call it, and this is a very prestigious job that you have to take, and, take full advantage of. And just being able to help these guys and make their, as they adjust and get used to, playing in this league and winning in this league and trying to figure out how to win. That's the hardest thing in this league, is figuring out how to win. And, coming in each and every day, doing the right steps, listening to our coaches, pushing each other, and figuring out how to win is going to be very fun. It's very hard, but it's going to be very fun in this league. And looking forward to helping out these guys every step of the way, doing whatever I can to, whether help out young guys, give advice, or, getting out there, showing them how to, do certain things. And, I'm looking forward to embracing this role and helping this team win as many games as possible, and that's the goal.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Sorry. Gary, you sort of famously had a role in the turnaround in Denver. When you've got a young group, like everything's good right now, right? How do you make that turnaround happen? Is it harder when you've lost 4 or 5 games in a row, or is it actually kind of the reverse where you got to get used to success and continuing to do whatever it was that got you that success?
It's all around. You can never, get satisfied in this league. And like I said, figuring out how to win in this league is very hard. And I remember those times in Denver when we were 1 game away. There was 2-3 years ago, we were 1 game away from making the playoffs, and it's just maybe if we would have won 1 back-to-back, or we would have had a few more blockouts to win a 2-point game we lost, anything could happen at any point. So my message is don't wait. It starts the first game of the season, and game 1 counts. And, as we get started, we're a young team. We have to get off to a good start. We have to. And if we want to make the playoffs, which should be our goal, we have to come out and take this training camp very seriously, and come in ready to work, ready to learn. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be highs and lows. But just staying even-keeled and being able to come together and, push each other to stay locked in, to stay focused, because there's going to be times when you're on a losing streak and you're not going to want to play. And we're going to have to come together and figure out how we going to get a win on the road on the fourth game in 5 nights on the last game of a road trip, and it's going to be mentally challenging. It's going to be mentally and physically challenging, but, this is what we signed up for, and, I feel like this is the type of team that we're going to be up for the challenge each and every day, and, we got to come ready to work, and that's what we're going to do.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Obviously, when you arrived here after the trade deadline, you were still kind of coming back from that injury and working your way back in. Where do you feel your game and your health is at now entering this season, and what are your individual goals or individual expectations for yourself this year?
Oh, I feel great. The staff, they've been doing a great job, getting my body right, being able to, come off that injury, continue to, get some work in this summer, really, lock in and take care of my body. And that's the main thing. And that's just, for me, trying to stay as healthy as possible and doing everything I can to go out there and, be the best player I can be on the floor. And I'm going to go out there and do whatever this team needs me to do. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to lock in on both ends of the floor. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to, help these guys, and I'm going to bring guys with me and continue to try to do everything I can to help make this organization be a winning organization, to help get this organization back to the playoffs and continue to build with this team, to grow with this team. And each and every day, my goal is to come in with a great attitude and to get better each and every day. And that's what I feel like that's how we should all, approach each day. And I'm looking forward to getting out there with these guys.
Last question for Gary. Mike?
Yeah, Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. The vaccine has become a political issue, controversial issue. Some players get it, some players don't want to get it. What's your stance on the vaccine?
I feel like the vaccine, as we see that everything that's going on around in this world, I'm happy to see that everything's, getting somewhat back to normal, being able to play in front of fans, being able to, feel that energy in the building. So I'm thankful that, things are continue to trending in the right direction and getting back to being how it should be, and looking forward to seeing this be past us sooner rather than later.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. Again, if you can state your name and affiliations. Questions for Jonathan Isaac. Start with Dan Savage.
Hey, Jonathan. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. How's the recovery going? How are you progressing? And how are you feeling with this team heading into training camp?
Recovery has been great. I've been taking it day by day, been grinding. Markelle has been right beside me each and every day, so we've been able to feed off each other, but I'm seeing great progress, not just with my knee, but just with my game overall. With my weight, with weightlifting and all of that. So I'm pleased, I'm making strides, and I can't wait to be back.
Mr. Isaac, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, good to see you. MCW, Wendell Carter Jr., both said something about not being intimidated. Is it up to you, as being the leader of the team, to positively raise the aggression in the locker room?
I appreciate that. I think for sure, each and every one of us, not just me, but the guys who have been here, Markelle, T. Ross, Gary Harris is an older guy, Rollo, for us to be able to set the precedent and take it up a level from what we've seen in the past, and take our belief, take our aggression, take our need and necessity to win up a notch. And so that'll translate to every single guy.
Jonathan, this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Kind of piggybacking off of that, we heard from Coach Mosley and a couple of the other players in terms of being able to encourage or motivate their teammates. Kind of talk about how you normally go about doing that, even as you're recovering.
Yeah, I think everything is best done by example. I'm a guy that loves to work hard, that loves to grind, and that loves to not just be about it, but also talk about it and get things out in the open and try to define ourselves as a team. And if we do that, we can hold ourselves to a standard throughout the season. So my biggest thing is talking about it. Who do we want to be? When do we want to get there? And how big do we really want to do it?
and then we'll set the things in place and take strides each and every day and hold each other accountable to get there. But I have no doubt in my mind that we'll get there.
Jonathan Eric Wilson, WKII. This team has seen the playoffs, and you have been a prominent factor in that. With this young, hungry group, how do you continue that?
We have seen the playoffs. We've seen the first round, and that's not something that I'm happy with or satisfied with. So when it comes to this group, I think it's getting it in our heads that we can do bigger, we can do better in every single sense of the words. And so as we take on training camp and come together with these young guys, with this new coach, and put things together, my biggest thing is just getting that belief out there that we can be great, that greatness can happen in Orlando, championships can happen in Orlando, and it'll just be up to us to do what it takes.
Jonathan, Jamie Say, WKMG. I'm wondering if you can comment on the Rolling Stone article and your comments that appeared on that about you not getting a vaccination, why you don't want to get a vaccination, and were you misquoted in that article?
I would start by saying that I was pretty badly misrepresented in the Rolling Stone article, and because of that, I can understand anyone who may say they don't transparently or overtly trust the media. In a frustrated tweet yesterday, I had noted that true journalism was dying, and to that I would say that I appreciate every single one of you, those that try their best to correctly share the thoughts, the ideas, and the heart of the people that they're asking questions of. I'm not anti-vax, I'm not anti-medicine, I'm not anti-science. I didn't come to my current vaccination status by studying Black history or watching Donald Trump press conferences. I have nothing but the utmost respect for every healthcare worker and person in Orlando and all across the world that have worked tirelessly to keep us safe. My mom has worked in healthcare for a really long time. I thank God, I'm grateful that I live in a society where vaccines are possible and we can protect ourselves and have the means to protect ourselves in the first place. But with that being said, it is my belief that the vaccine status of every person should be their own choice and completely up to them without bullying, without being pressured, or without being forced into doing so. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm uncomfortable with taking the vaccine at this time. I think that we're all different. We all come from different places. We've all had different experiences and hold dear to different beliefs. And what it is that you do with your body when it comes to putting medicine in there should be your choice, free of the ridicule and the opinion of others.
Jonathan, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. What is it about the vaccine that makes you hesitant to get it?
I would start with, I've had COVID in the past, and so our understanding of antibodies, of natural immunity has changed a great deal from the onset of the pandemic, and is still evolving. I understand that the vaccine would help if you catch COVID, and you'll be able to have less symptoms from contracting it. But with me having COVID in the past and having antibodies, with my current age group and physical fitness level, it's not necessarily a fear of mine. Taking the vaccine, like I said, it would decrease my chances of having a severe reaction, but it does open me up to the, albeit rare chance, but the possibility of having an adverse reaction to the vaccine itself. I don't believe that being unvaccinated means infected, or being vaccinated means uninfected. You can still catch COVID with or without not having the vaccine. I would say, honestly, the craziness of it all, in terms of not being able to say that it should be everybody's fair choice without being demeaned or talked crazy to, doesn't make one comfortable to do what said person is telling them to do. Yeah, I would say that's a couple of the reasons that, I would say I'm hesitant at this time, but at the end of the day, I don't feel that it is, anyone's reason to come out and say, well, this is why or this is not why. It should just be their decision, and loving your neighbors, not just loving those that agree with you or look like you or move in the same way that you do. It's loving those who don't.
Jonathan, a couple follow-ups on that. Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. I'm sure you've probably been vaccinated for some other stuff, measles, things like that. What's the difference between that and this? And also, how do you feel about the more stringent protocols for unvaccinated players in the NBA?
When it comes to other vaccines, I think it's pretty simple. Or really taking any modern medicine, I think that too should be your free choice. If I had to take anything when I was a kid, it was the free choice of my parents or whether or not to give it to me. And yeah, I'm not anti-science. I'm not anti-modern medicine. If I get sick enough, I'm going to the doctor. If my current, if my wife, when we do have kids, I'm not going to deliver the baby myself. I'm going to take her to the hospital. And so it really does come down to just, believing that it's a free right of us as individuals to take it or not. And then when it comes to the NBA and them having, restrictions or rules in place, the NBA is free to make those decisions. And I, as a member of the NBA, would follow suit with whatever protocol is set before us. My only point would be, and it was pointed to in the article, but still not in the way that I referred to it. If the NBA is to give us regulations like we can't, maybe sit at the same part of the plane as the other players or eat in the same room as the other players, my only, I guess, thought on that would be, I don't think it would logically follow for us to then play on the court and share the same ball and bump chest and do all those things. So if the NBA is going to do those things, I would honor it. But at the same time, I would ask that it doesn't seem logically consistent.
Okay, we have time for 3 more, so we're going to go this group right here. Go ahead, Joe.
Because of your profession and just the environment in which you play, you have teammates that you're accountable to, your coaches you're accountable to. Do you feel that internal pressure just to make sure that you're available to play games? Do you feel that internal pressure to get the vaccine? And is that something that maybe could be compelling enough to you down the road to get the vaccine?
I would say that, to me, I don't know how you all feel, but getting the vaccine is not the only way to protect the people around you. I think it's an option. I think it's a good option. With anyone who's done it, I see as those who have decided to take it as people who have decided to take it. But there are other measures to be taken to protect the people around you, like all of you are wearing masks, even though I'm sure all of you are vaccinated. Being socially distant or being wise about washing your hands, all the things that the CDC and other people have told us to do to protect ourselves. So I believe that the vaccine is an option. I don't think it's 100% necessary to think about protecting the people around you.
Jessica Ely.
No.
Is it on? Sorry. Jessica Ely with Fox 35. Just wondering, are you worried about this possibly impacting your team down the road when you guys, travel to New York and travel to Brooklyn to play the Nets or the Knicks, because they do have that rule where you have to be vaccinated to play indoors?
I'm not sure if that rule regulates for opposing teams. I'm not sure. But I think, for me, I'll just take everything in stride and figure out things as we move forward. I'm not set in stone. Like I never said I was proudly unvaccinated. Even if I am, I'm not someone to come out and say that in any way. So I say I'll just take it in stride, and if it does come up or if there is any problems, I'll handle it when it comes.
Okay, Jonathan. Adam Shadow, Fox 35. Two parts here. What has been the reaction from your teammates to this news? And I know you're a deeply religious person, a man of faith. How much, if at all, did that play into this decision or your thinking at all?
When it comes to my teammates, coaches, everybody, to be honest, no one has really cared. I haven't had any conversations with teammates on whether or not I'm vaccinated or not, or whether or not they are vaccinated or not. When it comes to being religious, I think God calls us all to be wise. I think there are people who believe that Jesus is alive, that he's a protector, that he's a healer, that he's a friend that you can trust in before you trust in any man. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm one of those people. But at the end of the day, God calls us to be wise and lean to our own convictions on what it is that we want to do. And that's how I feel about the vaccine. Everyone should be free to make their own decision and choice And I feel that God could be leading two different people in the same place in two completely different directions. And if their conviction is, as a believer or as any faith, that I decide to take the vaccine, then I'll stand with them. And if there's anyone who says, based on my belief or my conviction, I don't want to take it, I will be right there to stand with that person as well.
All right. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, guys, we're going to get started here. If you got a question for Robin, go ahead and raise your hand and do your name and affiliation. And we'll start with this is Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Robin, just how excited are you to get things started with this new group and getting another NBA training camp of your career underway?
You said another year of another NBA training camp, so one more year is always a blessing. I'm salivating. The past few weeks I've been on the floor with the guys. It's been a lot of fun. I realize there's a lot of work to do. We have a long road ahead, and it's not always going to be fun. But that's a challenge that you embrace that challenge.
Joe Remmett, WDBO News. Robin, welcome to Orlando. Obviously, I have a few questions. Two, not basketball related, but one is. One, are you living in the castle at Disney now? Two, have you made up with stuff? And how do you feel about the season coming in here? How have you prepped? How do you think your reaction has been with the younger guys so far?
Let me lead with the third question first. It's been really exciting so far. I think we got a well-constructed group of guys from a talent standpoint and from a personality standpoint, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Stuff. I had my first media session here a few weeks ago now, and he made a surprise appearance for me. And in the moment, it felt great. It felt good. It felt right. I haven't heard from him since then. So, I'm going to try to be the bigger man about that, but I'm not going to lie to you. I feel some way. I feel some way about that. And as far as the castle on Disney property, let me tell it to you like a fairy tale. There was once a really brave, handsome prince who was able to go over to that fairy tale castle, but he got cast out by the evil Orc King, and now he can't go over there all the time. So I'm trying to find my own little hut on the Shire somewhere.
Is it security? Are you just talking about security?
That's exactly it.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you never worn 33 before? Is that?
I wore it in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I wore 4 different numbers in high school, and I had forgotten about this. My jersey retirement was 2 weeks ago. This is a long story to answer your question. Yes, I have, but I wore 42 my freshman year of high school. Excuse me, no, I wore 44 because a senior had 42, and and then my sophomore year I got to wear 42. My junior year, 42 was retired by one of Quincy Pondexter's uncles. I think Clifton wore 42, and I wore 33. And then by my senior year, I wore 21 because I wore 3 different numbers the previous years. So in a long way, yes, I have worn 33 before.
So, but it's not because that's how old you are?
No, I wouldn't be so vain.
Just checking.
Brooke Lopez, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. Due to the nature of the business, Milwaukee's current success, does it make you hungrier to obtain a ring for yourself? And on a side note, are you and Steph going to be good this season?
I'm still not sure the Milwaukee's actually won the championship. I didn't watch. I wasn't there. I didn't watch the game myself. So I guess I'll go off a basis of there's got to be some kind of proof. I'm gonna do my own research and figure out if they want it. But yeah. How dare you? This interview is over. No. I haven't seen any kind of credentials, any trophies or anything. No.
Eric Wilson, WKII. Just a quick question for you. You're coming into this team filling the shoes of Nikolai Vucevic, who was an all-star. So what aspects of your game are going to make you a formidable center?
I think there's like 3 things that all centers can do for their team. I think any center has to protect the rim. They have to work to get the ball handlers open, get them shots, and they have to run the floor in this modern game. I'm going to try to do all those things. I'm going to try to help as a vet when I can make an impact on the floor and make an impact off the floor.
All right, Melissa Thomas here with Florida National News, all the way in the back, right here. Kind of a two-parter. One, kind of talk about the significance of Hispanic Heritage Month for you, and give us another story about particularly your last name, about Lopez. Kind of talk about that.
So my father was Afro-Cubano. That's where I got the name Lopez. And I knew my father, but I haven't been in the past I haven't gone as in depth as I would like to into my father's side of the family. My mom, my father, they got divorced. But that's something I've always, I'm glad you brought up Hispanic Heritage Month, because it's always a time to, kind of reflect and take that deeper dive into that part of the culture and that part of myself.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. When we spoke to you, when you were introduced, you said you just kind of arrived or just getting to know the guys. Now that you've had a chance to play with some of your new teammates and get to know them on the floor, what have you seen from them, and how do you feel like you can make an impact with them as a veteran?
We've been very up tempo, but it's been cool. It's been nice to see some of the young guys be vocal on the court during drills, during 5-on-5.
All right, thanks, Robin. Appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys. All right, welcome back, E'Twaun Moore. If you got a question for E, yes, that's right. If you got a question, just raise your hand and just do what Josh Robbins does here from The Athletic.
E'Twaun, what brought you back here?
I talked to Mose, and I heard nothing but great things about him from ex-players. Courtney Lee, guy played here, and they was together in Dallas, and he was just telling me how great he was, and then being back here in Orlando, I enjoyed my time here the first time, and it helped me prepare, my success, early on in my career. So, I always called this home. I was living here still, so it was perfect. Come back here and play also. Being back home. So it was just all fit in.
E'Twaun, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. Good to see you back. You've been through all kinds of situations in your NBA career. For a young team starting out training camp, that's just come into a rebuilding mode, what are some of the keys to success as it gets started here?
Just taking it one step at a time. One thing, when I was with Coach Tibbs, he's like, man, can't skip a step, and trying to be great. So just every day, just, working hard, practice, guys taking care of their bodies, having that unity, being together, just every step of the way. But knowing that this is going to be a process, that's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a process. And as long as guys are hungry and want to keep getting better, you'll see some success.
Cody Taylor, USA Today. E'Twaun, what are some of your initial impressions of this roster? when they draft Jalen and Franz there high up in the draft?
You got a lot of young talent. You know, just the athleticism. Somebody asked me that in one of my interviews. I'm like, some of the difference. I'm like, man, the guy's just so athletic. I'm like, man, when I first started playing, you know, you had got point guards that set it up and, you know, just pass. But, you know, just the talent level already. Guys shooting the ball, shooting the 3-ball consistently. But those guys, I could tell that they're hungry, that they want to learn, want to get better. You know, so long as you got that, they're going to be pretty good.
Each one, Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. When you look back last year at your time in Phoenix in that locker room, you think about what the Magic are looking for from you as a leader. What can you draw from that you learned from, you know, Monty Williams, Willie Green, of course, Chris Paul, you know, some of the most respected leaders around the league, and can you bring any of that to Orlando specifically?
Oh, yes, of course. It's crazy. Let me see. Last year, I was the second oldest on the team, too, in Phoenix, you know, so I definitely, you know, helped out the guys a lot during our championship run, and, you know, some people might not know it, you know, but, yeah, I helped, you know, I was very vocal in the locker room, so I definitely want to bring some of that experience to here. But it was just the culture. With Monty, I mean, he was just a leader first. You know, just setting an example every day, how he want guys to work. You know, being in the gym early, before practice, 20 minutes before, make sure we get shots up. 20 minutes after, make sure you get shots up. Just putting in that work, and just building a great culture. You know, everybody wanting to win and buy in. You know, no selfishness. You know, keeping everybody together as a unit, and just working hard. If we could help bring that culture here, like I said, it'll pay off sooner than later.
Etwan, right here. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. So we heard from Coach Mosley and several of the other players, first of all, that he has a lot of energy and he kind of excites everybody, gets everybody pumped up and kind of ready to go. And also talking about the bond that the team has. Kind of talk about your perspective on that and what it means to you.
Yeah, anytime you got a coach that's, you know, that's vocal and that's bringing great leadership, I mean, the guys only want to follow that. You know, that energy is definitely contagious with everyone, you know, so that's definitely great to have, especially with a young group. You know, every day just having that same positive energy and vibe. Even if after wins or losses, we have that same energy. It's going to be more positive than negative. What was the second part you asked me again? Oh, the bond? Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, I only been here for a week, so but the bond, yeah. But I can just tell already that the guys, you know, it's how they joke around with each other, just in the locker room, not even on the court. But that's the way they talk with each other. Everybody communicate, joking around, having conversations, you know, talking about life and other stuff. So I could tell these guys all good people, you know. So anytime you got good people that want to be around each other, it make it more fun and make it easier to work.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Welcome back, Etwan. I wanted to kind of piggyback on Cody's question. You mentioned guards today, and it's changed, I guess, since you came into the league. Right. You look at this backcourt, the young talent that they have. How much has it changed as far as having multiple ball handlers on the floor at the same time? And what do you see as far as capabilities go between Markelle, RJ, Jalen, and the young backcourt? Oh,
yeah, it definitely changed a lot. Because my first year, they was like, man, are you a tweener? Like, you can play the point, but then you better at shooting. So, like, I don't know which one you are. But now it's like perfect. That's what everybody want. Basically, like, combo guards, 2-point guards on the floor. You know, at first, all the shooting guards was 6'7", 6'6", but now you got 6'4", 6'3", 2 guards. So the game definitely changed a lot faster. Pace guys that do multiple things, not just one-dimensional. And our team, we got that. You know, with those guys. You know, with Jalen and some of those guys, they can play off the ball, play on the ball, play up tempo, athletic. So I think it's gonna be fun. It'll be an exciting team to watch. Probably surprise some people. I feel like this year, so it should be good.
Mr. Moore, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. Did you feel any pressure coming back, and why is the timing now right?
Y'all feeling pressure? No, I don't know what pressure is, me personally. I never felt pressure playing basketball. I mean, this has always been fun, just an outlet for me. So, no, definitely never no pressure. But it's just exciting. I mean, opportunity just presented itself. You know, the guys that called me up and like, you want to come join the team? I'm like, yeah. You know, they're like, we need a veteran leadership role. You help the guys out, and that's something that I enjoy. It's just a passion for me. I like seeing people grow. You know, being able to give somebody advice and then seeing them go out there on the court and get 22 points off shooting a pull-up jumper or something. You know, that's just exciting for me and fun. So that part of it was just cool for me.
All right, last one for each one.
Each one, you were here for 2 years when the team had started a new phase in its growth. What are some of the lessons that can be drawn from that experience and applied now?
Oh yeah, from that experience, just patience. It was crazy. Our team, the first time, was very talented. And a lot of those guys, I mean, even some of the guys that left was all-stars. Yeah, like 2 or 3 guys that was all-stars from that team that I was on. And I saw a lot of success. I mean, I was still young at the time, so for me to even be here playing my 11th year, you know, just learning a lot from that time. But, you know, just patience and know that if you work hard, that you can be whatever you want to be in this league. That's what it taught me.
Thanks, Etwan.
Yep.
Appreciate it. All right, if you got a question for Chuma, raise your hand and we'll get started here with Dan Savage from OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Chuma. Thanks again, Dante Marchitelli. What a great job by Dante so far. Chuma, as things are getting off for training camp, Jeff Weltman alluded that you might be dealing with something. Just how are you feeling, both personally and about this team heading into training camp?
Personally, I'm feeling better every day. You know, my hip's starting to feel better, and I'm starting to move a lot on the court. And about the team, I feel like we could do good this year. All we got to do is, well, it's easier said than done, but I feel like we just got to continue to work hard every day, come in and practice like it's going to be our last practice, or play every game like it'll be our last game. You know, basically not taking nothing for granted, and, you know, just continue to play for each other. And, you know, and hopefully everything else will play its part.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. Obviously, rookie year last year was a bit odd with all the COVID protocols and the shortened season. But what did you take away from your rookie season and the experience of going through the NBA for the first time?
I say one thing I took away is that it all moves fast. You know, the season moves fast. I feel like just last year it was my rookie. Well, it was my rookie year last year. But basically, yeah, the season moved real fast, and just take every day, one day at a time, every step, one step at a time, and just enjoy the process and enjoy it while you're here, because, you know, this is a real blessing to be in this position. Not everybody could be in this position, but everybody wants to. So, you know, just take it one day at a time and just enjoy the process while I'm here.
Chuma, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, and ESPN. About a year and a half ago, Mr. Weltman said there wasn't a snowball's chance you were going to be available in the second round. And after your rookie year, it's easy to see that you're emerging. What have you soaked in your rookie year, and what expectations do you put on yourself for this upcoming season?
Some things that I soaked in is probably just going out there and playing and not being scared or not being too hesitant to make mistakes, because most of the time when you're scared or when you're hesitant, that's when mistakes occur. So, and then for this season, I would like to see myself, you know, just be more patient out there on the court. You know, don't really be stargazed when things don't go my way or something like that. Just, like I said, be patient and, you know, make people around me better and also make myself better as well by just going in, working hard, and try to, I don't want to say lead by example, but, you know, just give something to rub off on everybody else.
This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News, right back here. We've heard from a lot of the other players about like their impressions of Coach Mosley and how he kind of leans a lot on motivation and things like that. What has been your impression of him, and how do you normally motivate yourself or motivate your teammates?
You know, I like Coach Mosley. He's not only a good coach, I feel like, but I feel like he's a good person off the court too. You know, I don't think he's just here to just help us win games or help us become better players. I feel like he's also here to help us become better men off the court as well. So yeah, I like him. He brings a lot of energy to the team, being that he works out with us sometimes. You know, he jump in drills with us. So I like the energy that he brings. And how do I motivate myself? Shoot. I just think about where I came from, and I feel like that's all the motivation I need right there. And yeah, that's it.
Chuma, from your perspective, what's the difference defensively and offensively between playing the 4 and playing the 3?
I say the difference is, I mean, there's some threes that's like a small 3, and some 4s that's a small 4. It just depends on, I guess, who plays the position. Because you can have some 3s that could play 4, and you can have 4s that could play 3. So I don't know. It's kind of like, honestly, it just depends on who plays the position, I guess.
Follow-up question, since you had the whole offseason to work. How are you a different player between the end of this past season and now?
I guess I could say I'm more confident. Not saying I wasn't confident last year, but, you know, confident building on my other confidence that I already had. And like I said earlier, just me working on my patience on the court and not rushing or not, you know, having wide eyes when everything is going crazy or something like that. Just me being calm and patient. I want to see that for myself this year.
Chuma, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. It's not often 2 great musical artists take the practice floor, but you were there the other day with J. Cole. You know, what was that experience like? You know, as somebody who's a musician, you know, getting to meet him.
It was cool, you know, especially because, you know, it's a lot of people. I haven't really met any rappers or any famous people, but from the stories that I hear and from what I kind of see, there's not a lot of people that has his that is up there where at the level that he's at, that is like humble like he is, or that's down to earth like he is. Like, he was a real cool dude. He was a cool person to be around while he was here, and from what I've seen, he seems like a humble guy and a, you know, down to earth type of guy.
Last one, Phil.
I have 2 questions. First, do you still have the sunglasses? And second, we've heard from a lot of the guys about how tight this group is, and we know that you guys took that trip up to Charleston. How important was that to kind of building the bonds of the team and just kind of building this group up?
Sunglasses, I don't know where they at. Like, them sunglasses was from my freshman year in college, so I don't even know where they at. I probably do somewhere though. And as far as bonding, yeah, I feel like that trip in Charleston, that definitely helped us bond, you know, because we spent like every day together. You know, it wasn't a day that we wasn't together. And, you know, from the boat trips to the late dinners and to just chilling in each other's room, playing the game, you know, just stuff like that. So I feel like the closer we are off the court, that'll also help us when we play on the court too, as well, as far as holding each other accountable, and also as far as just having fun with each other and getting better.
Thanks, Chuma.
All right,
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
here somewhere. There he is. That's my guy, Joe.
He was waiting for you, too.
Me and Joe work together, if you guys don't already know. Yeah.
Terrence Ross podcast?
Yes, sir, T. Ross. My man, good to see you. And we play like MLB The Show sometimes.
I like it.
Barely.
Well, we'll start with Dan, and then we'll get into all that. I look forward to it. All right, Dan, you're up first.
Cool.
Dan Savage from OrlandoMagic.com. Take it full circle. I actually coached Joe in youth basketball back in the day.
Wow. It's a regular old family reunion.
Yeah, going full circle here. Terrence, this is an additional training camp for you. You're one of the few guys who've been through this process a number of times before, but do you still get excited to start the process and get everything underway, as you get ready for another season?
Yeah. Going into training camp 10, it's the only thing that's really different right now is the coaching staff, the terminology. So, once you get that pretty much down, and the game of basketball is a game of basketball, so I'll pick up on that pretty soon or pretty quick. But yeah, man, 10 years, it's amazing. Super blessed to be in this position. Yeah, I don't know. It's just taking it all in right now.
Terrence, this is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. As someone, speaking to what you were saying about, kind of the younger guys, kind of talk about your rapport with them and obviously how the locker room is. Everybody's been kind of joking. Michael Carter Williams talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of talk about your rapport with the younger guys.
Yeah. With the younger guys, it's really kind of leading by example and not really pushing too hard. I think one thing as a younger guy is like everybody will listen to somebody who they respect, and somebody who's not, always trying to like force their opinion down everybody's throat and kind of trying to get everybody on the same page that way. So I'm good with the guys, man. I talk to them a lot, especially the younger guys. We're always cool, cracking jokes. That's probably the easiest way to bond with them. But for the most part, we pretty much. Most of us have known each other for, some time. And it's been fun, man. We all kind of getting to learn each other now, but we're doing a lot of stuff off the court with each other, which is always huge. People are spending time with each other. Nobody feels like a stranger to anybody, so that's always a good sign. But, yeah, just, lead by example.
Terrence Ross podcast and WDBO News.
Yes.
Two things. One, you have a podcast? I didn't know that.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah. And then second, why are you running from me in MLB The Show?
Man, I'm not running from nobody, bro. But since I switched to PC, it's kind of picking up on the podcast thing.
Yeah.
The podcast has been amazing. Been going on in just a little over a year now. So that's the biggest positive that came out of me during the pandemic was just starting my own new brand. And I think the more as time goes on, I'm kind of expanding that more and more. And now I'm on Twitch every other night, just trying to, grow this my Terrence Ross brand, I guess. So it's been fun. Shout out to Joe for all the help.
Terrence, Eric Wilson, WKII. Always good to see you. I said this to Markelle. I'm going to ask you the same thing. You're a leader amongst men right now. You're a veteran. And with the guard play here at the Magic, there seems to be, in my opinion, a little too many mouths to feed. So as a leader, are you going to be more of a facilitator and a floor general, or are you going to be the guy who, when needed, just calls your own number?
I'm going to be whatever the team needs me to be. I spoke with Mose and the other coaches, and that was just kind of the biggest thing I relate to them is just like, man, I know I'm like the last guy here from the last regime, but whatever you guys need, like I'm here for you. If you guys need me to facilitate more, I'll work on that. If you guys need me to score in different ways, I'll work on that too. I'm really here for whatever y'all need me to do. So I'm here to get in or fit in where I get in, and hopefully, we build some things around that, and I can help any way I can.
Cody Taylor, USA Today. Terrence, what have been your initial impressions of Jalen Suggs in the brief amount of time you've seen him?
And he's good. He's very talented. He's when you think of football players and basketball players and they play both, you usually think of like some deficiency or some glaring, deficiency that they have when it comes to something. But he's really well-rounded in everything. Like I've seen him attack the rim, shoot, He handles the ball really well. He's physical in the paint. Like his footwork is really amazing to see. So it's been fun watching him, and you know, he has that toughness still, and I think he's gonna bring a whole, like, just more of that toughness to our team, especially at the guard play. You know, between, you know, him, Markelle, and you know, and Cole. Those are some physical guards. Even though, you know, they might be a little undersized, but those guys, they have big shoulders. And you know, we seen Kel give LeBron the big shoulder. We seen Cole jump out of the gym and get rebounds and tip dunks. And I think with Suggs, you're gonna see, you know, a little bit of both. He can shoot it, he can pass, he can dribble, he can attack the rim, and he has good size on him. So that's been, you know, the biggest thing overall is just, you know, his size and just his awareness for the game has been really amazing.
Terrence, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, and ESPN. You've been here for a cup of coffee or two.
Yeah, for sure.
What feels different about this team, and what do you like about this new coaching staff?
What feels different about this is a completely different team. That's probably the biggest feel of it. And the coaching staff is, you know, this is Moses' first year, and he's eager to come in and learn, and you know, he brings the energy with him every day that, you know, is contagious. And that's going to be the biggest thing. But for the most part, I mean, it feels a little different, but not so much different. I mean, we have, you know, some returning guys, and we have some younger guys join the ranks, but I mean, it doesn't feel weird as much as, you know, that sounds weird. It just, even though we met these guys not too long ago, everybody's gelling perfectly, and it's feeling like we're gonna, you know, be, you know, comfortable with each other when we get out there on the court.
Terrence, Josh Robbins with The Athletic. In any walk of life, you'd be a young man, but here you're one of the older people. What's that like for you? And how far have you come since in that regard?
It's actually not as bad. I mean, yeah, for sure. Anywhere else, you know, if I'm on the Lakers, I'm for sure one of the younger guys. But here, it's a completely different story. But it feels good, man. I mean, I'm getting to see both sides of, you know, the whole picture. You know, I literally came into the league in the same position these guys are, just one of the younger guys, not really seeing too much in front of me. And now to be here, year 10, I kind of see a lot more of the picture. So it's fun, man. It's a full circle type of thing. And it's just taking it day by day. It's just, it's new for me too, now that I'm the oldest. Not even the oldest. We have Rolo, so he played with Shaq. So I'm always gonna feel good about being the second or third oldest. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be another journey. Just that's what I'm excited for. This is something new to me too, you know, being in this position. So this is gonna be a first for me.
The last one, Jake Chapman.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. Terrence, I just wanted to ask you about Mo Bamba. It's obviously a big year for him. I don't think I'm saying anything you would disagree with to say that the start to his career hasn't quite gone the way he's wanted it to. Injuries have played a role in that. What do you think it'll be for everything to click into place for him? And do you think he understands sort of how important this season is for him?
No, for sure. You know, that's the thing, man. You know, people have up and down journeys all the time. It's all about finding your niche, what you're good at, you know, and getting better at it. And I think, especially this last season, with all the injuries we've had, the trades and everything, Mo got to grow into himself a lot more. And you know, those last 15 to 20 games, Mo played really well. He showed glimpses of what he can do, and that gave him confidence to go out there and, you know, to keep doing that. And you can just see it in him. Like now, he doesn't feel like, you know, everything's new to him. He feels he has a lot more of that comfortability with his surroundings, and I think he's going to be well. Like even, you know, these games that we've been playing, Mo's been playing really well. He understands the game. He's just maturing, man. That's what happens. Everybody goes at their own pace, but we all have, you know, the utmost confidence in Mo to be that guy. And you know, he's a good player, man. You know, he has a lot of things that you can't teach. And you know, he's just, everybody takes time. I remember I was in that same position, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. It's all about how much you want to work, how much you want to get better, and just being in the right place. And right now, this is the best place for him. And he's gonna grow. He's gonna have a good year. And you can just see it. And he's gonna grow into himself.
Thank you, Terrence.
For sure.
Good
Thank
to
you
see
guys.
Welcome back. All right, you got a question for Jalen? Raise your hand, name, affiliation. We'll start with Mr. Savage.
Jalen, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. We talked at Summer League that kind of you took a moment before draft night to reflect on that, kind of a moment before your first Summer League game. Have you taken a moment to reflect on starting on your first training camp and what that experience will be like and what it means to you?
It's funny that you asked. I think that'll come like literally tonight once we're all done here. I'm kind of just at the house chilling, kind of getting ready to go to bed and get ready for tomorrow. It feels like time has flown. Like the fact that we have training camp, but like we travel on Sunday to go to Boston. Like the fact that it's here already is crazy. So yeah, again, I'm gonna take that second, whether it's tonight, whether it's as we're getting ready to travel on Sunday and getting ready to play. I'm gonna take a second, of course, and just sit back because. I mean, again, you can't experience these things, for the first time again. So, yeah, for sure.
Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. Question for you. What is the skill you want to focus on building on for yourself for this upcoming season?
I think overall just becoming a better player every day, and that includes my body, my jumper, my handle, IQ, things like that. But one thing I know that me and I've been working a lot with each one is on my floater and getting to different spots on the floor and getting comfortable in the paint. Just because the more dangerous you are in there, defense have to respect it. They have to start helping and bring extra people in, and that opens up the floor for everybody else out there with me. So I know that's one thing that me and him have been working on together a lot.
Eric Wilson, WKII. First off, welcome to Orlando. My question to you is the coaching staff. What have they asked of you? I know you're a rookie, but what have they asked of you coming in to make yourself a part of this team?
We haven't gone extremely in depth. Like we haven't sat down and have, a conversation where like, yo, this is what we need you to do. Early it's kind of just been get comfortable, take care of your body, get up and down, kind of get in the rhythm and feel of how every day is going to be like. But, in the conversation that we have had, short ones, just to be myself and be who I am. And that's exactly what they need from me. And myself is, me being a leader, me bringing in every day, me just being a positive spirit out there on the court and in the locker room. And then the basketball stuff, I put the work in, so that'll all take care of itself. But really just to be there, for everybody on the team and be the greatest team that I can.
Jalen, Chris Cuff from 24 Flicks. Welcome to Orlando. So what's it been like? You're here in the town, you're a professional now, got to get your crib, got to get your work-life balance going. How's it been for you so far? And as you get ready to dive into the real professional grind of the NBA?
It's been great. Exciting day to day. I get to move into my condo. I don't got to live out of a hotel anymore. That's kind of been a struggle, but everything other than that has been perfect. I love, getting adjusted to the city. I found some different spots I like to go to, different food spots, just kind of kick it spots, places I like to hang out. So, yeah, I love getting adjusted here. The weather, of course, a lot better than Minnesota. It's already getting cold. So, yeah, I'm missing out on that. But then again, just getting accustomed to everybody on the team and being around them every day. Because, I spend almost my entire day here. Really, and I go back and, by the time you account for a lunch and, maybe a short nap or going to do something in the evening, you really don't have much time. So being around here with everybody, and that goes for everyone on the roster, the staff, everybody involved who I see here on a daily basis. I love being around them. So adjustment's been great. I'm gonna have to make another adjustment once the season starts, of course. But yeah, love my time here.
Cody Taylor, USA Today. Jalen, you're kind of considered one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year. Where do you kind of view yourself in that race, and what are some of your expectations or objective goals this season?
My expectations are come in and help this organization, this team win. And I think in doing that, everything else will take care of itself. And, whatever position I fall in, I fall in. But, as long as I handle everything and get better every day and come in and work, grow, and get some wins with the team, all that kind of correlates and comes together at the end of the day. So, that's, personal accolade is never my main focus. As long as I win at the end of the day, it don't matter what else happens. I'm satisfied.
Jalen, Alex Fleming, Florida Sun, NSPN. what can you take from Gonzaga over to the NBA that's going to carry with you? And you said refortifying the franchise and bringing a winning mentality. Did you place that on your shoulders, or is that a group mentality amongst you and your teammates?
No, that's a group thing. There can't be one person. There can't be 4 or 5 who buy into that. There can't be half the team who doesn't, half the team who doesn't. Like, that has to be, you know, when you're looking for a culture change, you know, and for real change amongst anything. But, you know, here talking about organization, you need everybody bought in, and the staff is 100% there. You know, the way that the energy that they bring, you know, they're there for us on the court, off the court. Just good people who are easy to be around, and that's the exact same with our roster. You know, we got a mix of some vets in there, but young guys who are hungry, ready to play, ready to get better, willing to learn. You know, and that's what I want to be around. You know, that's a group every day I can come in and give my all for, because I know they'll do the exact same. So, coming in again, being myself, coming from Gonzaga, to answer your question, you know, I think the biggest piece that I'm going to carry over from Gonzaga to here is kind of how to be professional in all aspects. That's one thing that I really learned, especially being around Corey and Joel. You know, that's, you know, seeing how they put in their body of work every day and took care of their body afterwards, and, you know, off the court, how they handle themselves and carry themselves. And then how they allowed themselves to be open to me, you know, coming in and being a leader. You know, there was something I had to go earn it and really get their trust and respect. You know, it wasn't something that, okay, as high recruit, he's going to just, you know, be a leader, and that's what it is. You know, same goes for here. You know, I came in, I put my body of work in. You know, I've learned, and, you know, been under these guys and got to be around them. And, you know, hopefully going into training camp, you know, I really get to, you know, show how much of a leader I am, and how I feel my skill set works in that. So, yeah, really just, you know, excited to get going and get this thing rolling.
Jalen, Aaron Goldstone, Orlando Pinstripe Post. You know, in the falls, growing up, you would be playing, you know, football right now on Friday nights. And so I think in the draft you mentioned that you've never really had a true off season to focus on basketball, you know, 24/7. Even at Gonzaga, you had class and college life. You know, so what have you been able to do in this time in an off season where you're just focusing solely on basketball, and how can you use your background in football to adjust to the physicality of the NBA?
So, yeah, I'm a little jealous of everybody else playing football right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, the guys joke around me here all the time. Coaches, staff, everybody, like, oh, you're such a football player. Like, you don't have to run through every screen, or, you know, get hit on every screen. Like, but I mean, it's just, that's kind of who I am, you know, and that's a mentality that I embrace. You know, to get hit or get hit, or my bad, to hit or to get hit. You know, that's just a mindset that I bring. So I think that football definitely plays a role, you know, in the physicality, for sure, you know, in how I play on the basketball floor. But yeah, I mean, really just being able to get my body, you know, really just work my body for basketball, you know, not for football. It's a different, you know, it's a different lift, it's a different regiment, different routine, you know, for each sport. And then just to really hone in on my craft. Again, you know, one thing that I could really can tell the biggest difference in is, you know, now I'm really starting to see all the little things, you know, like going to my jump shot, you know, and be able to get them to consistent every time, so that when I miss or something's off, I know exactly what it is and I'm able to correct that. Yeah, and really just be a basketball player. You know, this is where my time and dedicated is now, you know, my mental focus, my mental energy. So, yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot better. I feel a lot better. You know, I'm just looking forward to, you know, putting that all into action here once we get going.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio Network. 2 questions. First one's just a quick one. How often do you talk to Corey and Joel? Are you guys on like a group chat? Is that daily?
It's not daily. We hit each other up all the time. I mean, I send Corey and Joel TikToks all the time, and I mean, I was just talking to Corey last night, and things like that. So yeah, we definitely stay in touch.
Second one is just about how you set goals for yourself. Is it something where you're setting a very concrete, specific goal? I want X amount points per game or whatever, or is it just sort of a daily, just try to get better every day type situation?
Nah, it's more of a daily thing, because I think every day is different. So it's hard to really set something concrete. You know, this is how good I want to be. This is where I want my body to be. This is where I want, you know, points, assists, rebounds. whatever it is. Like all that can change on a nightly basis. I might not need to score on a night. We got some hot hands and people, have it going or knocking down shots. I need to facilitate and play defense. I need to attack the glass because, we've lost a rebound battle, the last 3-4 nights. So, I'm in there, and that's kind of where my energy needs to be for us to be successful. So I don't think that you can put a specific stat line out there, to kind of chase just because of how much it changes on a nightly basis. But just coming in every day, wanting to get better, wanting to learn from mistakes, build on some ups and some good things. And like I said, just continue to grow and, keep this team growing and keep us rolling.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily. We saw on social media with you and a bunch of guys in Charleston. How important was that trip to integrating with the team? Obviously you played with some of them in summer league, met some of them there, but how important was that trip to really getting to know your new teammates and kind of beginning to get a feel for what the NBA is going to be like?
It was really important because we worked out. We put our work in, we lifted, we shot, got on court, but it was like a really good icebreaker just to kind of this is everybody. See everybody's face, some of the guys I hadn't met yet, see their faces, kick it with them just outside from hoop, and really just chop it up with them. So it was really important, just to kind of break the ice and, get rid of any, kind of unknowns or, a little tension. I'm not going to say tension. Just icebreaker. I'm chatting now. I'm talking too much. It was a great icebreaker, and, I had a lot of fun there.
Last one, Nick.
Yeah, Nick Reynolds, WDBO News. Your coach said today it was too early to discuss starting a rookie or two rookies at the beginning of the regular season. Is that a goal and expectation of yours to be a starter on this team?
Again, like I said about the whole leadership role, that's something that you have to earn. I don't want it to be handed out to me, first of all, and I don't expect it to be handed out for me. I'm going to come in and, these couple days in training camp, preseason, I'm going to work. I'm going to continue to learn, continue to talk to coach, pick his brain, pick everybody on the team's brain, really get a feel for how things are, and then be my best self. And, if that ends up with me starting, great. If it ends up with me coming off the bench, perfect. I know I'm going to be on the floor and be able to have an impact on the game. So whether that's in the start of the game, or the first couple minutes, that doesn't really mean too much to me.
Great job. Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life.